Hey friends, Christine here from Spotted Horse Design Company, and today we're going to be making my Celtic Weave Christmas ornament. So for this pattern, I am using Heartland worsted yarn from Lion Brand. This is the color palette I'm using for all of my Christmas ornaments this year, but you are free to choose whichever color is your favorite. But of course, I will link all 5 of these colors in the description of this video. You're also going to need a 5mm crochet hook, a pair of scissors, and a 3.15-inch clear Christmas ornament. It can be glass or plastic. This one happens to be glass simply because I ran out of the plastic ones that I had gotten from Amazon. They're supposed to be here in a couple days. Luckily, I was able to find a package of 6 at Michael's that are the same exact size as the ones I got off of Amazon. I will make sure to link the exact ones from Amazon in the description of this video. So we're going to start by making a magic circle. Use whatever your preferred method is. And now into our circle, we're going to work 9 half double crochet stitches. Once you've got your 9 half double crochet stitches, just go ahead and pull your circle closed. And now we're going to join with a slip stitch to the very first stitch we made. And chain 1. Our stitch count for this very first round is 9 half double crochet stitches. All right, so our chain 1 does not count as a stitch here or anywhere else in this pattern. So we're going to start our second round by working directly into this first stitch here. We're going to make 2 half double crochet stitches into this very first stitch. And now we're just going to continue around. We're going to work 2 half double crochet stitches in each stitch all the way around. So go ahead and crochet with me. We're going to work this the second round together. Now once you've made it all the way around, go ahead and join with a slip stitch to the very first stitch of this round and chain 1. Now your final stitch count for this round should be 18 half double crochet stitches. So for round 3, we're going to start by working 2 half double crochet stitches into this very first stitch. And now we're going to work 1 half double crochet stitch in this next stitch here. And now we're just going to repeat that all the way around. So 2 half double crochet stitches in the next stitch. And 1 half double crochet in the next stitch. So go ahead and crochet around with me. We're just going to continue to repeat that sequence all the way around, ending with a single half double crochet in the very last stitch. Now once you've come to the end of the round, go ahead and join with a slip stitch to the first stitch and chain 1. Your final stitch count for round 3 should be 27 half double crochet stitches. So to begin round 4, we're going to start by working 2 half double crochet stitches in this very first stitch here. And now we're going to work 1 double crochet stitch in each of the next 2 stitches. And to move forward, we're just going to repeat that. So 2 half double crochet stitches in the next stitch, 1 half double crochet in the next stitch, and 1 half double crochet in the next stitch. So go ahead and crochet around with me. We're going to continue to repeat that sequence all the way around. We're going to end with 1 half double crochet in each of the last 2 stitches. Once you've made it all the way around, go ahead and join with a slip stitch to the very first stitch and chain 1. Your final stitch count for this round should be 36 half double crochet stitches. All right, so this next round, round 5, we are going to begin to work the Celtic weave stitch. This can be a bit of a tricky stitch because you're going to have to move your hook either in front of or behind the stitch, and trying to find the right places to insert your hook can be a little tricky. I'm not trying to scare you away, but I am trying to maybe mentally prepare you. All right, so we chained 1, right? But we actually need to chain 2 more to start round 5. And now because this first, this counts as a stitch, because we don't count our chain 3 as a stitch, I guess that's what I'm trying to say. We're going to skip this first stitch that we normally work into, skip the next stitch, and now we're going to work a treble crochet in this 3rd stitch here. And now we're going to work a treble crochet in the next stitch. So now we're going to go back and work these 2 skipped stitches here, but we're going to work them from the front. So it's going to feel a little awkward. So what I like to do is I kind of just almost like push my work to the back so that I can insert my hook. So those stitches are out of my way. Insert my hook through the front here. Oops. All right. And now we're going to do the same in this second skipped stitch here. Okay, so we're going to make a treble crochet. Again, keeping your stitches, kind of holding those to the back so you can access this stitch from the front. And now if you look, it probably looks a little awkward right now, but you should see like a little X forming with these stitches going that way, then these stitches on the back going that way. All right, so moving forward, we're going to skip the next 2 stitches and we're going to move on to this next stitch. We're going to make a treble crochet. And now we're going to work a treble crochet in the next stitch as well. And now we're going to go back to these skipped stitches right here, 1, 2, and we're going to work a front or a regular treble crochet in each of these. So again, we're going to kind of push our stitches back. Let me yarn over first. Push our stitches back and then kind of reach back and insert your hook into that stitch. And now we're going to do the same in the second skipped stitch. So we are going to repeat that again. So you're going to skip the next 2 stitches. And now we're going to work a treble crochet in each of the next 2 stitches here. So this is 1. And 2. And now we're going to go back to those skipped stitches. There's our 2 skipped stitches. And we're going to work a treble crochet in each of those skipped stitches. So pull your work to the back so you can access these stitches from the front. And the second one here. Whoops. And now if you look at your work, it's starting to look a little bit more like that Celtic weave pattern. All right, so I'm going to walk you through those steps one more time just to make sure you've got it, and then I'm going to leave you on your own. Well, I'm not going to leave you on your own. I'm going to crochet around with you. I just won't be talking you through it, but I am going to talk you through it one more time. So we're going to skip the next 2 stitches, and then into the next 2 stitches, we're going to work a treble crochet. So this is 1 and 2, whoops. And now we're going to go back to these skipped stitches here. And we're going to work a treble crochet in each of those skipped stitches. So kind of pushing the stitches you just made to the back so you can get to these stitches. And the second one. All right, so I'm going to crochet with you now silently, and we're just going to continue to repeat those same steps all the way around. Now once you've come to the end of that round, go ahead and join with a slip stitch to the very first stitch and chain 3. And now your final stitch count should be 36 treble crochet stitches, or you can just count these like these X's in groups of 9. So if you have 9 of these groups, you are good to go. All right, now remember our chain 3 does not count as a stitch. So we're going to skip the first 4 stitches. So we've got these 2 in the back were the first 2 we made. Then these 2 in the front were the second 2 we made. So we're going to skip this whole group of 4 and move on to these 2 here in the back of this next X, okay? And we're going to work a front post treble crochet around each of these. So basically you're just going to, I kind of pull these 2 stitches on the front out of the way a little bit to expose those, and you're just going to insert your hook around the post of that first one there and complete your treble crochet. And now you're going to do the same with that second one right here. It's hiding a little bit, but I just take my finger and I kind of push it out to the front so I can get my hook around it there. All right, so now the next part is, for me, probably the hardest part. We're going to go back, because remember we skipped the first 4 stitches. We're going to go back and work a front post treble crochet around these 2 here that are in the front. These 2 that we skipped that are on the back, don't worry about those right now. We're going to come back. When we come all the way around, we're actually going to finish this round by working these 2 stitches here. So don't worry about the first 2 skipped stitches. So now we are going to work a front post treble crochet around the post of each of these 2 treble crochets here that are on the front. However, we can't just access them from the front here. We actually have to push these 2 stitches that we just made out of the way and insert our hook back here like this. That's going to give us that woven texture, and it's going to feel very awkward. I'm going to show you the best that I can. I hope it doesn't look like a mess when I hope it makes sense. All right, so I'm going to yarn over twice. I'm going to get ready to make that first treble crochet. So again, we're going to work front post treble crochets around each of these, starting with the one farther away. So starting with this one here. So moving these 2 stitches that I just made out of the way. See, here they are. Do you see them? Here are the 2 that we need to make front post treble crochets around. So we're going to insert our hook around the post of that first one and pull up a loop. Oh, see, I already messed it up. There we go. Pull up a loop. Oh, I lost a loop. See? Good Lord. And I'm just going to leave this in the video. I'm not even going to edit it out so you guys know. It's keeping it real over here. All right. So inserting our hook around the post of the first of those 2 treble crochets. And now I can just complete the treble crochet as normal. And now we're going to do the same. See, there's the first one that we made, but now we have to make one around this second one here. So this one is actually easier to do. This is the easier of the 2. All right, now if we look at our work, and it probably looks kind of silly right now, but this is what it should start to look like. You should have this, starting to see a little bit of this woven texture taking place here. So moving on, we're actually going to repeat that all the way around. So the next 2 stitches we're looking for, we're going to move past these 2 stitches here for now. And we're going to find these next 2 stitches here on the back of our work, and we're going to work a front post treble crochet around both of these. So starting with the first one here, you're going to yarn over twice. And again, I kind of just take these 2 stitches here and move them out of the way and push these 2 up so that I can get to them easier with my hook. And inserting my hook around the post of that first one, I'm going to make my front post treble crochet. Oops. And now moving on to the next one, we're going to make a front post treble crochet around this next stitch. All right, and now we're going to go back. We're going to do those tricky front post treble crochets again. It is going to be around each of these 2 stitches right here, starting with the one that's farther away. So yarn over twice so that your hook is ready. Move these 2 stitches you just made out of the way. And there are the 2 stitches right there, 1, 2. Okay, sometimes I'm able to just kind of push my finger on the back here to help me find which stitch it is. And now I'm just going to complete my treble crochet. And we're going to repeat that with the second stitch, which is right here. So yarning over twice and inserting my hook around the post of that second stitch. All right. See, now you can start to see a little bit of that woven texture coming out. It'll definitely pop out a lot more the more we do it around, and then the more rows that we put on. All right, so I'm going to walk you through that a couple more times to make sure you've got it. All right, so again, we're going to skip these next 2 stitches here. We're going to move on to the 2 treble crochet stitches behind the next 2 stitches. We're going to work a front post treble crochet around each of those stitches, starting with this very first one here. And now working a front post treble crochet around this second stitch. And now we're going to go back for the tricky part, or at least to me it's the tricky part. Maybe you find it easy, I don't know. These 2 stitches here, we need to make front post treble crochets around these. So I'm going to get my hook ready and pull these to the front. Make sure I've got the right stitches here. We're going to start with this first one and make our front post treble crochet around the post of this stitch. All right, and now this second one is not as hard to get to. So yarning over twice and then inserting your hook around the post of that next stitch. All right, so let's do that one more time, and then I'm going to crochet quietly along with you. So again, we're going to skip over these next 2 stitches popping out on the front. We're going to move over to these 2 stitches hiding in the back. We're going to work a front post treble crochet around each of these stitches, starting with this first one. And now working our second front post treble crochet around the post of this next stitch. So I'm going to go ahead and crochet along with you quietly, and we're just going to repeat those steps all the way around, and just pause when you get to the last set the last set of 4 stitches, and I will walk you through finishing up this round, and then we'll start the next round together. All right, now once you've worked all the way around and you only have one set of 4 stitches to make, it is time to work our last set. Now remember I said we were going to come back to those very first 2 skip stitches from the beginning. That's exactly what we're going to do now. We're going to work our second to last 2 front post treble crochets around these first 2 skipped stitches. Now your chain 3 does not count as a stitch, so just don't worry about that, ignore it, and we're going to work a front post treble crochet around this one, then a front post treble crochet around this one, and then we're going to go back and work our front post treble crochets around these 2 guys, and then we're going to be able to finish up this round. So let's do that together. So again, yarning over twice, moving on to these first 2 skipped stitches from this first round. Again, you're skipping over your chain 3 and you're going to work directly around your very first treble crochet. And now we're going to work around the next treble crochet. And now we've worked around both of those first 2 skipped stitches. And now we're going to go back to these 2 guys here and work a front post treble crochet around each of those. All right, my yarn was a little funky there for a second, but it's all right. It's just an ornament, so I don't need it to hold up super well. All right, so once you finish that last set, you can go ahead and join with a slip stitch to the first stitch of this round and chain 3. Take a minute to admire our work because look at this awesome texture. You can really see it coming to life now. All right, so this next round is going to be a repeat of the first round of Celtic Weave stitches that we did. The only difference is on this first round, we worked directly into the stitches that we had because we didn't have any treble crochet stitches yet. So while the sequence is the same as this first round of Celtic Weave stitches, we're going to be doing front post treble crochet. So we'll just be inserting our hook, as around the post rather than directly into the stitches like we did on this first round. So to get started on this first round, again, we're going to ignore this first group of 4 stitches. So these two guys on the back, we're going to move directly over to the next set of 4. And we are going to work a front post treble crochet around each of these 2 stitches on the front here, starting with this one here. So just inserting your hook around the post of that first one. And now we're going to work a treble crochet around the post of this next stitch here. And now we're going to go back to the skipped stitches. So these 2, we're going to leave these 2 be, and we're going to work these 2 stitches on the back. Now again, we're going to ignore these for the whole round, these 2 here. We're going to ignore these for the whole round, and then we'll finish up the round by working around these 2. So for right now, we're just focused on these 2 stitches here on the back. We're going to work a front post treble crochet around each of these. Now, I want to make sure you're kind of pushing these out of the way because we're going to access them from the front. So kind of keeping these stitches out of the way. Reach for that first of these 2 that are behind here and insert your hook around the post of that stitch and complete your treble crochet. And then doing the same on this next stitch here, but again, keeping these stitches out of the way so that we can access it right on the front of our work like this. So inserting your hook around the post of that stitch and completing your treble crochet. So now we're going to repeat that all the way around. So once again, we're going to skip over to this next group here. So these 2 stitches here are the next 2 that we're going to work our front post treble crochets around. So yarn over twice, insert your hook around the post of that first treble crochet, and yarn over twice again and insert your hook around the post of that second treble crochet. And now going back, we're going to work around these 2 stitches that we skipped, these guys on the back. All right, so you've got your post stitches on the front, and these guys are kind of hidden in the back here. So 1 and 2. We're going to, again, we're accessing them from the front here, not from the back of our work. So go ahead and yarn over twice, and we're going to work a front post treble crochet around the first of those 2 stitches. Whoops. There we go. And now we're going to work a front post treble crochet around that second stitch. So moving forward, we're going to go straight over to this next set of front post treble crochet stitches, and we're going to work a front post treble crochet around the first one. And now we're going to work a front post treble crochet around this second one here. And now we're going to go back and find those 2 treble crochets hiding in the back here. All right, and we're going to work our front post treble crochets around each of these. So yarning over twice, again accessing it from the front. Insert your hook around the post of that first one and complete your treble crochet. And now yarn over twice, and we're going to repeat that for this next treble crochet. So I'm going to walk you through that one more time. So we're going to skip on over to our next set. And we're going to work our front post treble crochets around these next 2 stitches here. So yarning over twice, inserting your hook into that next or around the post of that stitch. And we're going to repeat that for this next stitch here. All right, and now we're going to go back, kind of dig these guys out so you can see them a little better. And now we're going to work a front post treble crochet around each of these. Remember, we're accessing it from the front of our work. And look at that beautiful Celtic weave texture we've got going on. All right, so go ahead and crochet with me. I'm going to crochet silently now. We're just going to repeat those steps all the way around. But again, stop at your last set of 4. I will walk you through finishing up this round, and then we'll start the next round together. So once you've made it all the way around and you just have one set of 4 left to finish up this round, I'm going to walk you through that right now. So here are those 2 skipped stitches from the beginning of the round that we did not work. So we're going to work around those right now. So you're going to make a front post treble crochet around the first of these 2. And now you're going to make a front post treble crochet around the second one. And now we're going to go back and work a front post treble crochet around each of these 2 guys here, back here. So here's the first one. Oops. And the second one here. So now you can just join with a slip stitch to the very first stitch of this round and chain 3. All right, so we have 1 round left of the Celtic weave stitch, and then we are going to move on to our decreasing rounds. So this next round is going to be a repeat of the second round of the Celtic weave stitch that we did, and this is, for me, the most difficult one. So to get started, if you don't remember how to do that round, I'm going to walk you through it again. So we're going to, as usual, we're just going to ignore this first set of 4 stitches. We're going to move on to the next set of 4 stitches, and you're going to locate these stitches, the ones in the back of the X. We're going to work a front post treble crochet around each of these. So here is 1. And 1 more. So we skipped over the first 4 stitches. The first 2 stitches that are on the back of our work here, we're going to ignore those. We're going to catch those at the end of this round. So we are going to go back right now and work a front post treble crochet around each of these guys. And the way that we do that, if you don't remember, you have to pull the stitches you just made toward you. And here are those 2 stitches, and we're going to insert our hook this way with our work pulled toward us. So you're working behind the stitches that you just made. So to get started, yarn over twice, pull your work forward, and there are those 2 stitches, 1 and 2. We're going to insert our hook around the post of that first one. Oh, I lost a loop on my hook at some point. Oh, no, I didn't. Thought I did. And complete your front post treble crochet. And now we're going to do the same for this next stitch here. Sometimes it's easier to feel it than it is to visually try to find it. Although I sometimes I need the visual, what's the word I'm looking for? The visual confirmation that it's the right stitch. All right, I'm going to walk you through that a couple more times. So we're skipping over this next set, moving forward to the next set, locate the 2 stitches behind, and we're going to work a front post treble crochet around each of these. And now going back to these 2 stitches here, we're going to work a front post treble crochet around each of those. So pulling the stitches you just made to the front so that you can access them from behind. There they are. There's 1 and 2. So inserting your hook around the post of that first one. And now the second stitch, which is right here. All right. All right, let me walk you through that one last time, and then we will crochet silently together. So, skipping over this next set, moving forward to the next set, you are looking for the stitches in the back. And there they are. We're going to work a front post treble crochet around the first one. Oops. And a front post treble crochet around this second one. And now we're going to go back to these 2 skipped stitches here. So yarn over twice, pull your work forward, and locate those 2 stitches. So here they are, 1 and 2, inserting your hook around the post of that first one. And now working around the post of this next one here. Whoops. So let's finish up this round together. So once again, you'll go all the way around until you get to the last set of 4 stitches. I'll walk you through the very last set, and then we will put on the decreasing rounds. right, so once you've made it around and you only have one set of 4 stitches left to make, we're going to finish up this round so that we can move on to our decreasing rounds. So to get started, you're going to find those first 2 stitches that we skipped, which are right here. Okay, and remember this chain 3, you don't worry about that. So there's our first 2 skipped stitches of this round. We're going to go ahead and work a front post treble crochet around each of those. And now to finish up this round, we're going to go back and work a front post treble crochet around each of these 2 stitches here. So yarning over twice and pulling your work towards you. We're going to make a front post treble around the first of those 2 stitches. And now the second. And now you can go ahead and join with a slip stitch to the very first stitch of this round and chain 1. All right, so the worst is behind us. Now all we have to do are half double crochet decreasing rounds, and we only have to do 2 of those, and then our ornament is all finished. So we are going to work a half double crochet decrease over 2 stitches all the way around. So we're going to do a half double crochet decrease over 2, half double decrease over 2, half double crochet decrease over 2, all the way around. So to make a half double crochet decrease, if you don't know how to do that, you're going to yarn over, insert your hook into the stitch, pull up a loop, 3 loops on your hook, yarn over, insert your hook into the next stitch, pull up a loop. Now you've got 5 loops on your hook, yarn over, pull through all 5. So let's do that again. So yarn over, insert your hook into the next stitch, pull up a loop, 3 loops on your hook, yarn over, insert your hook into the next stitch, pull up a loop, 5 loops on the hook, yarn over, pull through all 5. Once again, you're going to yarn over, insert your hook into the stitch, pull up a loop, 3 loops on the hook, yarn over, insert your hook into the stitch, pull up a loop, 5 loops on the hook, yarn over, pull through all 5. So go ahead and crochet along with me. We're going to work this round of half double crochet decreases. Now, once you've made it all the way around, don't join quite yet. Grab your ornament. We're just going to pop that inside of our cover. And now once your cover is inside, go ahead and join with a slip stitch to the very first stitch of this round. and chain 1. And now we're going to make one final round of half double crochet decreases. Again, we're going to work over every 2 stitches. So to get started, we're going to work our first half double crochet decrease. Oops, look at this. Decorations are getting caught. And then just continuing to work a half double crochet decrease over every 2 stitches all the way around. And once you've made it all the way around, you can join with a slip stitch to the very first stitch. Oops. And now you can just fasten off. Now you can just insert your hook up through. This is my version of weaving in my end. If you've watched any of my other videos, you know. This is how I do it. And now your pretty Celtic Weave Christmas ornament is ready to put on your tree or gift to a friend or family member. Thank you so much for making this with me today. I hope you found this easy. I know this was kind of a tricky stitch, especially working in the round. I feel like it's actually easier to work in turning rows. So I hope I was able to explain it in a way that made sense and show it the best, the best way that I could. So anyways, leave me a comment and let me know if you thought this was helpful or if you're just hella confused by now. I wouldn't blame you if you were. So, all right. Well, I will see you in the next video. Bye.